Hello, decentralized web. So I'm joined today by Brian Fox. All right, let's redo.
Sure, yeah, let's redo. Don't get nervous. Take a deep breath, relax, calm down. Brian Fox.
I did do two of these well. I actually screwed up because I thought you were Brian Cox. But I was like,
it's okay. Michael called me David 3 times. I'm like, can you just look at the fucking name tag?
Okay.
Oh, you recorded that shit. It's gonna play back for him now.
Yeah. Michael, that's all right, yeah. Wait, which way? This way? Okay. All right.
It's all right?
Hello, Internet! I'm joined today by Brian Fox. Brian is one of the co-founders of Orchid Labs. Brian, can you tell me a little about what the Orchid protocol is?
The Orchid protocol is developing a brand new internet. It's an overlay layer that sits on top of the existing internet and allows people from behind restrictive firewalls and other places to access the entire internet.
Fascinating. So, Brian, tell me a little bit about what are the enabling technologies that cause you to want to build this? Why now? What are the answers to those sorts of questions?
So there's core technology that helps for this. The part I left out is that it's incentivized. The core technology that allows for incentivization is blockchain. We're using Ethereum and ERC20 tokens for those of your viewers that know what that is. People who want to use the services that exist on that network pay some tokens, and the people who help them get those services receive the pay.
So from that helper's perspective, what does that look like? Who are those helpers? What do they do? And why do they want to participate?
So participating is great. First of all, you get paid for helping out. Second of all, it doesn't really cost you anything. For example, your mom might want to be part of the participants. She could put a little device in her house, for example, that is running this open source protocol that anyone can use. And then once that device is in her house, people from far away are paying money anonymously. They don't know who she is, and she doesn't know who they are, paying money anonymously, and she's moving network packets for them throughout the entire infrastructure of the internet.
Wow, fascinating. So this is, in effect, helping those people anonymize themselves by routing it through my mom's house, perhaps?
It helps people anonymize themselves, but the core reason for the anonymous activity at all is to reduce surveillance on the internet. Today, if you want to browse the web, you sit at home on your computer and you start to browse the web. You're going through maybe Time Warner or Cox. They know your name, your phone number, they know your credit card, they know your home address, and they even know the websites that you're browsing to. That's a lot of information to store in one place for those people. And now with the removal of net neutrality and other privacy laws, they're completely allowed to sell that information to anybody they want. I don't think that's fair for your mom, and I don't think that's fair for me.
So if I'm using the internet today without something like your service, I can be tracked and watched, is that right?
You can be surveilled.
Frightening.
Yes, you can be surveilled.
Wow.
And and it's a big deal. You can be tracked wherever you go on the internet. You can be surveilled. You could also, that's it. You can be censored if you live in a country where they don't allow you to go to certain places. Like, for example, in Iran, you're not allowed to go to Facebook. But using our software, you would be able to get to Facebook and see information and exchange information with other people.
Wow, absolutely fascinating. Do I have to worry about malicious users if I'm on this platform? What if people are using it for purposes that I might not want to participate in?
So there are, inside the network, there are source nodes. Those are people who want to go somewhere. Relay nodes, those are people who help them to get there. And exit nodes, those are the people who leave the Orchid network and go into the regular internet. Those exit nodes are the ones that might be vulnerable, since they're the actual node that's going to the website that the original person is trying to go to. Those exit nodes run a whitelist, which says, I'm only going to allow traffic to this specific set of websites. So someone could have a very restrictive whitelist that says, I'm only going to allow access to Facebook, Twitter, and Wikipedia. And somebody else, maybe who lives in Sweden, would say, I'm allowing access to any website that anybody wants to go to.
I see. So it sounds like it shifts that control, at least, back to the users and participants.
This network is built and owned by all the participants, and all the participants are also users. That's a beautiful thing.
So Orchid as an entity won't be necessarily participating in that directly, they'll just be facilitating that, is that right?
That's exactly correct. The Orchid protocol is 100% open source, and Orchid Labs helped to create this protocol, but we expect large numbers of people to actually continue to work on it, and we're not in control of anything. It's a 100% decentralized internet layer.
Wow, absolutely fascinating. So in the spirit of decentralization, what are you looking forward to most in 2018, along with, I'm sure, stuff around Orchid?
Well, Orchid is very exciting, and I'll probably be doing that all throughout 2018, I imagine. But I do see there's a lot of things happening with blockchain that I care deeply about. I care deeply about privacy of your own information, for example, your medical records or your transcripts from school. I think that all of these bits and pieces of information that are your life stored in different places actually belong to you, and you should be able to control their distribution and who gets to see them, not somebody else.
Wow, fantastic. Well, it sounds like a very good thing for everyone.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited.
Brian, thank you so much for sharing a little bit about Orchid and what you're doing.
Thanks.
You.